everybody here, doesn't matter if they're doing hundreds of millions of dollars a year or if they're just a small little like door installer, they all genuinely care, and the same values all apply, and there's actually just really good values in this group. And so even if I learn nothing, I think the people are just really special people, and that's pretty rare, I think, in our industry as a whole.
What's up, Trapper?
Oh, not much. Just enjoying my time here in Chicago.
I love it. Straight from Utah to Chicago.
Mm-hmm. First time?
First time.
Yeah.
What brought you to the Contractor Coalition?
Morgan.
Yeah?
Yeah. I met her like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really? How'd you meet her?
She was doing a little podcast type thing with Builder Trend.
Yep.
And I was scrolling through my email, and I was like, oh, this is on right now. I'll hop on for
it was like a webinar deal.
Yeah, for like 10 minutes before I get to my client. So I listened for literally probably 6 minutes, and I emailed her while she was talking and hopped off, and then we had an hour-long call. I think we both cried, had some deep conversations, and she's like, you need to come. And I was like, all right, sounds good, I'll be there. So
I love that.
Pretty simple.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting, and it's funny you say that, because Morgan and I are really good friends, and every time we're together, we go through joy, laugh, tears, joy. I mean, we're very emotional.
That's how good friendships are.
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm. And we're super friends and super fans of each other's careers and lives and all those things. But it's interesting, and you wouldn't have the perspective, so I'll share it with you. I've been to 6 of the 8 Contractor Coalitions, first as an attendee and now as a host. And this one is the most emotional one. That's how I'm describing this one to myself. Like, I've been asking the different people, what is different about this one? So it's funny that your first reaction was there was tears in the interaction with Morgan, but like our opening night, we did that open mic night where we said, you know what, let's just break down the barriers really quick. Because what makes this so successful is for it to be super vulnerable, to be super open, and people just can share and get pretty raw with, because there's so much going on in our business, and entrepreneurship is so lonely. What has it felt like from your point of view walking into that? Now you know the backstory of why we sort of did that, but.
Someone asked me, how's the coalition been for you? And I said, I've been to a lot of different conferences for entrepreneurship and just general business, right? And it always just seems like there's like kind of like this power trip, and it's just like, this is the right way, this is what we're doing, and like everybody is kind of below. But this is actually really special. You can leave here and it doesn't matter if you spent 5 minutes with someone, you can feel like they're family in a really weird way, because everybody here, doesn't matter if they're doing hundreds of millions of dollars a year or if they're just a small little like door installer, they all genuinely care, and the same values all apply, and there's actually just really good values in this group. And so even if I learn nothing, I think the people are just really special people, and that's pretty rare, I think, in our industry as a whole.
I mean, I can tell you from my point of view, like, I couldn't do something that wasn't like this, because it's very in keeping with just how I like to live life and how I like to have a relationship. So knowing that we've got the 5 of us that, you should see our group text thread.
Oh, I can only imagine.
And it's like, it's the humor. And from your point of view, as you look at the 5 of us, how do you view us? Because our personalities are so different. How do we make you feel?
You make me feel welcome. Mm-hmm. I mean, instantly, just the first time I met all of you, it was like we could give each other a hug, which was, different. It's a shaking hand kind of industry,
Yeah.
Which was great for me because I'm that way. Mm-hmm. And I haven't laughed this hard in a long time, which has been really great. And I think there's just such a great respect from you guys, and no, you're not above anybody, right? No matter how successful you guys have been in what you're doing, like you're so far from being above anybody, and I really appreciate it. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I think part of it is like, you can't learn anything in life without falling on your face a lot. So I mean, honestly, I would say it's higher than that. I bet 80% of the things that are shared are failures and how they've been improved. Like Nick shared that story on opening night. I think he did it in contracts too, about, he had a contract that he said one of his red flags or one of his never evers is like, no, don't work for someone in the industry. He worked for a commercial contractor, right? And the guy knew when he read the contract that he was going to sue Nick before he even started. And so he went after him for not listing labor rates, and he goes, fine, I'll pay it, and I will never make that mistake again. But then he shares that with all of us so that we don't have to make that mistake. And I think when everyone shares where they've messed up, where they've faulted, whether it's a personal relationship, whether it's with your family, whether it's the boundaries you created or didn't create, or whether it's your business or whatever it is, we're just like, hey, here's the messy truth. It's a potluck. Take what you want and apply it to your life and to your business.
Yeah, it's really funny. During that open mic night, I text my business partner and my wife, and I'm LDS, right? So church every Sunday, and every first of the month there's what they call testimony meeting, and it's never really ever testimony meeting of someone's faith. It's just like story time. And so a lot of us joke about it, at least Matthew and I do. And I was like, I'm at fast and testimony meeting for contractors right now. And yeah, they both laughed pretty hard. So it was a great time.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just getting real. What are some, when you came here, and it was a pretty short window, basically at 2 weeks. So what are some, a lot of times people come because they want to solve a problem or they want to level up their business, and it's more generality. Is there anything that you've heard, you're about 2.5 days in, is there anything right now what are the top 2 or 3 things that you're excited to implement into your business when you get back?
Yeah, that's a good question. Nothing really is anything I haven't heard, but I guess the help to implement is probably the best part about what I've experienced so far. And so I'm hiring Morgan to do some marketing stuff for us. We have great content. We don't take advantage of it. I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to being on camera or showing off my Instagram or things like that. And so that's really why I wanted to come here, is to have her help me push myself on that matter, because it's just foolish not to. I'm already doing it, so why not just do it under film, So that's kind of the biggest one, just not being afraid to do that, and creating additional revenue streams from those type of things. That's probably the biggest one overall, and then just some additional systemization of the business. Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard Morgan speak, it was like, I maybe caught 5% of the things that she was talking about. I'm like, it was a lot of information, between the Pinterest strategies and all this stuff. And like, you get builders from, huge gambits, right? Some that are, we put on the tools, we do the work, like a Tyler Grace. And so you can kind of see, you almost see like how they're dressed. So like, oh, they follow with Modern Craftsman. Like, you can almost see it. Yeah. It's sort of, actually, it's kind of cool. And you're like, oh, yep, no, they're definitely Brad's people. And so it's just sort of interesting. I love how, Morgan always loves to say your vibe attracts your tribe. And so it's really cool to see people. And it's always, I love asking people like, oh, how did you hear about it? Or, how do you discover it? And the several people that I talked to on day one, they all came because their wives told them they should come.
I heard that.
Which was interesting, because that was why I came. I didn't know who Brad Morgan, I wasn't into it. Didn't know what a podcast was. It wasn't really fun. I mean, I was just so in my own little Minneapolis bubble, and we did great homes, but there were so many operational errors that I was making that I just didn't know, because entrepreneurship is lonely. And if you don't, there's not like, no one really tells you these things unless you just make all the mistakes yourself. And I love what Mike Weaver said. I give him a lot of credit. He used this term, a phrase, compressed time. And I love the idea that by sharing our experiences collectively, we all can compress our time in learning. And there's a couple people here. I think our youngest person is 24.
I know.
And the oldest person's almost 70.
That's awesome.
That is wild.
That's cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I almost want to go back to be like, I'm like, not envious is the wrong word, but like, I would love to go back to be like 24, 25 and like be armed with all this information to start. I was like, oh man, that would be cool.
Yeah, I'm a 5th generation builder on both sides of my family.
5th generation?
Yeah, both sides of the family, right?
So your dad was what, Adam, and your mom was Eve, or what?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So like the compressed time thing like really hits home with me, right? Because I did my own thing. Like, I learned from both sides of my family, learned a lot, had outrageously high aspirations. I will never probably achieve what they have achieved. I could only dream to be. They are both amazing. But I'm constantly like seeking out their time, because the mistakes I make, I know could be very easily eliminated by using their mistakes. And so that is one of the best things about being here for sure.
Do you feel energized? I mean, do you feel like, I mean, other than these are pretty long days, so like maybe physically you might feel like, you know, at the end of the day, like there are lots covered, but do you feel like going back, you're going to be like, I'm recharged?
Yeah, no, and honestly, they aren't long days. Like it's so fun and exciting and humorous and emotional. Like it's fun. Like yesterday, I was like, "Whoa, the day's already over." So like that was fast. But yeah, definitely going to be rejuvenated. Want to bring more people to come enjoy it again.
What would you tell somebody who's considering coming to Contractor Coalition Summit?
I would want to make sure that they're in the right mindset to make changes. Like someone's got to have some pain, I think, and some people just have too big of egos. So if they've got the right pain, like I need to make changes, and I always need to make changes because the world's changing every day so fast. Oh man, that's a really good question. I would probably tell them that if they are looking for the best support system, because as contractors, we are lonely. And we can't always take our problems home to our family. It's not fair to them either, right? You want a group of people that you can rely on that's actually been through the same type of things as you, that can probably just help you solve your problems. Like if you need therapy, that you're not gonna take your baggage home and affect your family at home, come here.
Actually, when you were saying it, because I love double iteration, I was like, we should have Therapy Thursday, like a 1 hour alumni only. Like,
That's a good idea.
I mean, I know it's kind of a good idea.
That could be a whole separate podcast.
Yeah, actually. But I think it's real talk. People
It would need to be a subscription only. Like you don't want some people hearing those stories.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some pretty big failures in there. Mm-hmm. I mean, all of our jaws were at the floor a few times. I
mean, there was some ones, it's like progressively, like, you know, sometimes like when I'm interviewing a guest on The Curious Builder, I'll, you know, lead forward with like a vulnerability, and I'll say something I went through to kind of let them, put them at ease, right? And so like just because it was sort of, you know, hey, no one is even, you know, you're not going to ask someone, I'm not going to stick a microphone in your face on night one and no one else has talked and expect like a first time guest to be like, oh, this is what's happened. So like I went first, then Nick, and a few people that we knew were ready.
Yeah.
But then like where it went, like, wow, it went deep, fast.
Yeah.
And
my heart felt for so many people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then at the end, you know, David, you know, the way he kind of summed it up was super cool.
Yeah.
You know, like it was a pretty special moment.
What a great way to start the week, honestly.
It was.
That was the perfect message.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for your time. Excited to have you here. Excited to keep getting to know you. And welcome to the family.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
If you're interested in attending the Contractor Coalition in the future, please head to contractorcoalitionsummit.com or follow us on Instagram to find out more.